and welcome to our channel. This video is aimed to give some top tips to those that are new to cruising, as we were on this cruise. The first concern we had was that we were booked on EasyJet rather than flying with TUI. But it wasn't a problem at all. We used the reference on the booking to go on the EasyJet website or use the EasyJet app, and we booked our seats and checked in on the flights. It was really easy. Our next concern was, what do we do when we arrive at the airport for us, Palmer? Dead simple. It's the usual: through customs, off the baggage, pick up your bag, and then exit through the doors as normal. There you'll find a TUI rep who will guide you to a Marella cruise rep. Now, we had a concern that we didn't have our cabin number, and we'd heard that bags were taken automatically to our cabin. Again, there's no worry there, because at the Marella desk, then they will allocate your cabin number and give you a tag to put on your bag. Then it's a case of being directed to the next available bus and transfer across to the ship. When you arrive at the port terminal, you'll leave your bags. They'll be transferred to your cabin automatically, and you'll check in by giving a card or cash that will be utilised for payments when you're on the boat. You'll then be directed through a little bit of a airport style security, and you can go and walk onto the ship. When you arrive on the ship, you'll be given a welcome drink and directed to the showcase lounge, where you receive your safety brief. Once that's completed, you'll be given your cabin key and the card that will be utilised to get you on off ship from here on in. Cabins are not ready until about 2 o'clock. We ventured up around about 13:30, 13:45, and indeed ours was ready, and therefore went straight into the cabin. Ours was a deluxe balcony cabin, and there's plenty of videos on YouTube to give you a guided tour of the cabins on Discovery 2. The rest of the day, of course, is in port at Palma, as others are joining the ship. That gives you plenty of time to wander around and find out what's where on the ship. Navigating around the ship's made easy by the guide that's opposite the lifts. We tend to make use of the red staircase, which is clearly visible on the guide. The main centre part of the ship is the atrium, where you can visit reception, book excursions. There's some musicians on, and indeed a bar downstairs. The duty-free shops were open as you departed port. There's a good range of goods, but we didn't find prices too competitive. But in Anchor Pub was always a lively environment. They had quizzes on there, they had live bands, and again we utilised it quite often before going to the showcase lounge, or indeed afterwards. You travel, of course, from port to port overnight, normally arriving around breakfast time. Information on each port is detailed in a leaflet that's left in your cabin every evening. A great place to see the arrival at port is in Island's restaurant taking breakfast. The captain will announce when you are able to disembark and also detail what time you need to arrive back. You'll need to take with you your cruise card, and we always took our passports just in case. If you have a reasonable level of fitness, then it's really easy to walk into town, and we never use the shuttle bus. We always planned to get back in plenty of time, at least half an hour, and to be honest, it was always great to be able to watch the ship departing from port. You have a choice where to eat in the evening. We found Restaurant 47 had a really good menu choice that changed daily. Gallery 47 upstairs was an Italian, and that had the same menu throughout the week, but the food was really good. There's lots of entertainment in the evening, the Squid and Anchor, but we tended to go to the Showcase Lounge and watch the shows, which was of reasonable quality. We enjoyed them.
What is it for? On the list to be living. At the end of the day, it's another day over. With enough in your pockets to last for a week. Believe what I say.
Having not been to Rome before, we really wanted to go and visit. We decided we didn't want to go on an organised tour, but wanted to try and make our own way there. The actual walk from the ship to the railway station is only about 35 minutes, and then the train into Rome's only about 45 minutes from there. We did that, it was really easy, and we had an excellent time. There are a number of videos on YouTube that shows you exactly how to get the train into Rome, and I'd recommend having a look at it. Ajaccio is the birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte, and a small land train took you to his monument where he was said to meditate on the rocks. The land train was only €12 and really worthwhile. It was time to start thinking about going home. On the last night, you were delivered an information leaflet and some tags to go on your bags. Your luggage needs to be placed outside of your cabin by 2 o'clock in the morning. Therefore, you need to ensure you kept with you the things you needed for the next day. There was no announcement for disembarkation. The leaflet told you what time your flight was going and therefore what time you had to be off the ship. Transfer to Mallorca airport was really easy. The airport itself was quite busy, although if you went down to the gates, there was lots more room there. That's simply a case of, for us, jumping on EasyJet and returning back to Bristol. Overall, we found this a great introduction to cruising, and we'll be back. Hopefully this answered some of your questions. Click the like button and please subscribe.